And we're on a tour in Holyoke, Massachusetts. It's one of our neighborhood series of tours. And we're in a neighborhood that's called Smith's Ferry. And we just crossed this border. And I'm going to point out everything that's in Smith's Ferry. And the good thing is this is November of the year 2023. The foliage is still pretty good. You can see all the leaf colors. They're a little more subdued, but they're pretty nice looking. On the right is the whole Brickwood Road of Mr. Whiting Street, who was a farmer and a very rich benefactor, and he was a namesake of the Whiting Street Reservoir. We just crossed the road to access to that reservoir. And on the left-hand side is the first of two entrances of the former Mountain Park Amusement Park from 1929 to 1965. There were two entrances off of Northampton Street. One for people from Holyoke, the other one from people from Northampton. We're coming to the second entrance on the left, and this one you can only see by the masonry gates. And you see it's pointed towards Northampton direction, so people from Northampton can go in pretty easily. Now we're going to cross on the right-hand side the dinosaur footprints area, which is part of the Trustees of Reservation System of Massachusetts. And there you go down to the Connecticut River and see dinosaur footprints galore in the slate. Now what we're going to see on the right is the start of our views of the Connecticut River. The Connecticut River borders Smith's Ferry neighborhood for its entire length. It's the largest geographic size neighborhood in Holyoke. It's the longest by far, maybe about 3 miles long. And it borders a water border with South Hadley. On the South Hadley side, you had a ferry come across. It had 5 owners during the period of about 180 years. And the last owner was the Smith family. And they only stopped running in the year 1911 because they were out of business. Now in the distance, you might be able to pick out a mountain range, which is in South Hadley, the Mount Holyoke mountain range, that there's a white building on top of it. That's the Summit House. It was built around the year 1830, the first rendition of it. And it was owned by Joseph Skinner of Holyoke. And he ended up selling it to the state of, giving it for free to the state of Massachusetts. Smith's Ferry is residential, but it's very lightly residential. It's not like a lot of other parts of Holyoke. It's very rural, very similar to Western Holyoke. And you see there's train tracks on the right-hand side. There's train tracks for 1845, the Connecticut River line. Later became the Boston and Maine line. And there used to be trolley tracks at this point coming out of the woods from the left and going onto the nearby the train tracks on the right. And so you'd have a double set of tracks there, trolley and train track. And here's a crossing. If you had taken this old ferry road, it would have led into the station for the train tracks and for the station for the trolley tracks. They're both nearby each other. Now on the left is the entrance for the Mount Tom Reservation, and this is a state reservation, state-owned, and we're going to have stops in there. It's very beautiful, lots of CCC trails, still Civilian Conservation Corps trails. Now a series of very close houses, they were owned by Smith's family, are on the left-hand side. They were apple cider vinegar farmers, all of them, and they started up their own cemetery in the year 1808, and this is a family cemetery. There's about 240 people buried there. And that cemetery is now crossing on the left-hand side, along with the Delaney House. Now also on the left-hand side, there is a 9-hole golf course called the Holyoke Clubhouse, or Country Club. It's one of 2 golf courses within Holyoke. Now on the right-hand side, there's going to be a farm road, a dirt road, that led to an old Sinclair greenhouse. He was the best greenhouse maker in Worcester, Massachusetts. He made several greenhouses back there, and people said that one of them is still down there. Then this used to be part of Northampton, Smiths Ferry, in the year 1909, when the state allowed Holyoke to annex it for a certain price that was very low. And Holyoke really made out because they got a mountain range, part of a river, and a lot of beautiful nature strips here. Now we're going to do a double crossing. We're going to cross from Holyoke into East Hampton very quickly. And East Hampton received this parcel of land in order to build a canal. And they built the Hampshire Canal, and it didn't last so long. They had to fill it in, and they put a train track over it, and that lasted a long time, but it became a bike path at one point. So finally we're coming to the boundary of East Hampton, which also used to be part of Northampton. And then quickly we're going to come to the boundary with Northampton. And here's an Amtrak train coming from the right. You get to see it passing by, probably about 5 passenger cars. Now we're in the boat launch of Northampton, and here you can go on to the Oxbow. And so you're looking at the Oxbow right out here, where boats can launch and go out onto the quiet part of the river. And I used to come here all the time with my kayak. It was great fun. Now we're coming back to Route 5, Northampton Street, and we're going to go into one more place. And that one more place is the Manhattan Rail Trail. This is where bicycle riders can go and enjoy themselves on this great ride up this trail. So I hope you enjoyed this Smiths Ferry neighborhood tour. There's a lot of features that people should get to know. Thank you.